it. Yeah, so today I'm talking about mindset. That mindset is more than positive thinking. Mindset is application of faith, the ability to use the knowledge you have, the ability to acknowledge that you have the power within you to create what you want. You have that power. Like usually I say like the program I'm doing out here is called the wealth within. I'm just going to talk about that ability to use the power we have within us to create what we want. That is what mindset is all about. It's not just about thinking that, oh yeah, I know this is going to happen and all that, getting worried and letting those worries keep us where we are. But it's for you to know that as a human being, that you have the ability, you have the power within you to create your reality. You have the power within you to build the kind of lifestyle you want to build. That's something we need to understand. And the sooner we understand this, then the better for us. When we start to understand the kind of power we have within us, that we can use it to create the kind of life we want, then it makes it so much easier for us to go for the things we want in life. That's why most of those people you see out there, like Tony Robbins and all those people, they use mindset. They work on their mindset. And like I said earlier, mindset is something that it's a continuous process. You just don't learn it and off you go. Mindset is something that you will keep on learning, you keep on using. So it's not just learn and go and you are done. That's why, like I said in the other video, that's why I've been on this mindset for over 6 months now. It's not something you just learn and go. It's something you continuously do in all the days of your life, whether you're in business or you're not in business, because it's going to help you to achieve whatever you want in life. So it's a very big thing, and it's not something I could just teach under one day, under 1 hour. No, it's a continuous teaching, and that's in my one-on-one the wealth within. I'm going to talk so much on this mindset. I'm going to talk so much on mindset. I have some weeks, about 3 to 4 modules on mindset that I'm going to dig deep down with those people. But let us just start here. So the first thing with mindset is having the faith. Have the faith as little as that of a mustard seed. You can say to this mountain, move, and the mountain will move. And that is it. But how many of us, like we with human beings, how many people believe in that? Most people don't. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. I know I was just talking to my husband yesterday. We were discussing something. I was like, just don't blame that person. It's not her fault. It's the stories. It's the life she's used to. It's something she's been doing all her life. So those are the stories. That is what she has within her. That is why she is doing what she is doing. Her body is already used to this kind of action. So that's why she's doing that. So you see, so here in the world where we are, most of us are where we are right now because of the actions we have taken in the past and because of the things we have taught. You know, what have you been thinking? Like, some people went to school because they thought about how school is going to be good for them. They thought about how they are going to get the kind of income they want, live the kind of life they want. I mean, we were just thinking about how the world is going to be like a better place for them if they go to school. So they had that thought, and what did they do? They started taking actions towards that. They started going to high school. They finished high school. They started taking different exams. Like if you're in Nigeria, you start writing JAMB. You know, you start doing all those exams to get into school. You start doing everything possible to get yourself into school, because that is your thinking, that is what you believe, that you're believing that you're going to get the best out of it. You went into the school, you put in your best, you graduated, and you're out there in life, and you're hoping that, yeah, this school, I'm going to really get what I want. You know, you finish, you start looking for a job, and you believe that the job is going to give you all you want in life and all that. So too with us here in business, we believe that the kind of life I want to live is business that can help me accomplish it. So we go into business, we start doing business, doing everything, taking all the steps. Even most of you here too, all of you here, you came in here because for this program, because you felt that, oh, if I invest in myself and get into trainings, I'm going to go out there and do better and get my business to the next level. That is your belief. That is your thinking. That is why you took the action to invest into this program and to invest in other programs out there. So those are the things we believe in, and that we take actions towards it. So that's why when you're thinking, our mind works so much. Our mind, our thought is the driver of our destiny. Our thoughts are so powerful, and because our thoughts are so powerful and it makes things to happen for us, we have to be very careful the things we think. That is where working on your mindset comes in, because like everything I have said, what led all to these actions we took is because of that one thinking, that thing we are thinking about. So our thoughts are very important. So when they're talking about mindset, it's our thoughts. You know, you're thinking about something and you're believing that that thing is going to work out for you, and you start taking the necessary actions for it to work out for you the way you want it to work out. So you now start doing everything, and that now, as you're doing it, it's now moving you to the next level. So our mindset works a lot. Our mindset works a lot for us. So our thoughts, the thoughts we have out here are very, very important, and we have to work on our thoughts. And where mindset comes in, and where that notebook I asked us to buy is going to come in, we are going to use it to rewrite our stories. What I'm talking about stories here is there are certain things that are keeping us where we are right now. Some of the things that are keeping us where we are right now are the things we have heard in life before, the things people have told us, the things we grew up and got used to, and we thought that is the way of life, and we are allowing it, using it, and it's stopping us from being where we want to be. It's a lot. I know I've been in this mindset, like I said, over 6 years, and I'm not leaving it anytime soon. I'm in here full time. Like, I'm not parting with my mentor anytime so soon, because this is something I have to be doing all the days of my life. Even when I get to that level I want to get to, I still have to be working on it to sustain where I will be at that time. Because what makes some people, you get to a particular level and they fall, is because when they start believing less in themselves. So you see them dropping, their faith drops, and they drop. So that's it. So what I'm going to talk about here on mindset for us here today is the things on mindset, right? Let me just read this. I know I wrote down some things. I just want to read it to us. I just posted something on my wall just a few minutes ago. You are responsible for your success. That's what I want everybody to know, and everybody should believe and put into their head, that as a human being, as a person, you are responsible for your success. Stop the blame factor. Stop blaming anybody. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your parents for not sending you to school. Stop blaming your parents for not doing whatever they did not do for you when you were small. Stop all those things. Stop blaming your husband. Stop blaming your children. Stop blaming anybody. You are responsible for your success, nobody else. And most of us sometimes, and human beings generally, we use this blame factor to validate ourselves, to console ourselves, to remain where we are. Because we'll be like, yeah, if not for my husband, I would have been working today, just because he said, oh yeah, stay home and all that, do something from home. That is why I'm not working today. That is why I'm not making the kind of money I'm making today, I'm supposed to make today. Seriously? Is it really him? That is the question. Seriously? Or is it myself? Of course, it's myself. I'm the one stopping myself, not him. Because there are people home that are making millions from home. So did I think about that? No, I didn't think about that. What I was thinking about is, oh, if I had, because my whole mind and thought is like, if I'm to be working, then I'll be making millions. You see it? But I didn't give myself the options to think of other options. I didn't give myself that time to think of other options, that other things that people could do from home and get to where I want to get to. That there are things out there that one could do. But because my mind is so focused on that, I start blaming the whole situation around me. And then, sorry if I have to say this, but I'm going to say it. Sorry for, if you're not an African here, I'm sorry. For those that are Africans, right? Most of us will be like, oh yeah, it's my family, it's my ancestors. If they had not put their hands in that and in this, if they had not done this, if they had not been involved in all those whatever things they do in Africa, all those rituals and all those kind of, if they had not been involved in all those things, if they have not gotten themselves in, I wouldn't like. So what option do you have? Even though, okay, those things happen, what options do you have? You have the power to pull yourself out. You have the power to set yourself free. And there are options around it. So are we taking those options around us? Are we walking around those options? Are we using the power we have within us to pull ourselves out? That becomes the question, which is the question you have to answer. So let us stop blaming. Let us stop the blame factor and concentrate on ourselves. Concentrate on how to better your life. Concentrate on the actions, things to do to move yourself where you want to be. So coming back to this, I just want to tell us the things when it comes to mindset. I want to explain the things we should be doing in mindset. The first thing in mindset here is when you want to take action, you want to do business, you want to go out there and invest, you want to go to school, you want to do anything. Like, I know when you want to do anything in life at all, the first thing you have to do is to decide. You have to decide on what you want. So even though when you are in this program, most of us, all of us here, not even most, all of us here are in business. So the first thing you have to do first is to decide what kind of business you want to get into. Like most of you already know the kind of business you are into. You decide on that. Then the second thing you have to do is decide on how much you want to make. There are lots of decisions to make. You have to decide, okay, I want to be in business. This is how much I want. This is what number of things I want to sell. This is number of customers I want. This is number of clients I want. And this decision and this amount is not like forever. These are within a certain period of time. Like, let's say, for example, you have to decide in the month of April, I want to have $10,000. In the month of April, I want to have 10 customers. In the month of April, I want to have 10 teammates. You know, those are decisions. You decide that this is what I want. So when you make that decision, the next thing is for you to believe. Because one thing is for us to decide. The next thing is for us to believe. Then when you make the belief, then the next thing you have to do is you visualize yourself in that position. You visualize yourself as a 10,000 income earner, because you'll be like, those that are 10,000 income earners, you know them, right? Check out what they do. How do they do? How do they act? What do they do? You visualize yourself in that level and you start acting that way. You start acting that way. Then the next thing here is you have to be grateful. You have to be grateful. You start thanking God. You start, God, I thank you. You know, you have decided, you have asked. Then now is for you to start being grateful. So that's it. So these are the steps. So the first step here is you decide that, God, this is what I want. We have to decide, because everything we want is already in existence. It's already in existence, like, because there's abundance, there's everything here, there's everything on earth. So we live in abundance. But the first thing first is you have to decide. Then when you have decided that this is what I want, then the next thing is for you to ask God. You take it to God in prayer. You take it to God however you want to, but ask. You say, God, I have decided that I want 10 teammates. Father, I have come to you to ask. I know you have it. You just ask, right? Then after you have asked, the next one is for you to believe. You have to believe, because you just have to believe. Then after you have believed, then the next one is for you to now have that to now start acting it out. You start acting as somebody that has 10 teammates, and you now start being grateful for it. You start thanking God for it. So the first thing I'm going to start with decision. What do I mean by deciding? What I mean by deciding is just decision. Take the decision already. What do you want? Like when I wanted to go into my coaching program, right? When I finished talking with my coach the first time, and I was not like, oh my God, her fee is too much. I was just looking at her fee. I was like, oh my God, this fee is so much. How am I going to? The fee is so much. I wish it's something cheaper. When I had in mind, I didn't have in mind that it's going to cost so much amount of money. I thought it was something within a range that I could like easily afford, right? So I was just thinking that, but the thing that was coming to my mind was like, do I really want this thing? And I was saying to myself, I really need this thing because I want to move my business to the next level. I want to get what I want. I want to do this. I want to do that. I was just thinking like that, and I was just within myself, oh my God, this amount this woman is charging is so much, right? So I was just thinking that. So actually, why I was thinking that, actually my husband came to me and he was like, what do you want? I'm like, yeah. And then he was like, from your conversation with that lady, she's going to help you out. She knows what you need to work with her. If you want to move your business, you need to work with her. I was like, happy. And he was like, decide already. Decide on what you want. Is it the money or is it what it's going to do for you? So I was like, oh yeah, I know it's going to help me. I want to do it. He said better decide, right? I was like, yeah, it's going to help me. I want to go in for it. And so finally I now said, yeah, I want it. It's gonna something that is gonna help me, right? So the moment I made that decision, that's when we started opening. Then the next thing too was when I wanted to go for my personal trainer, because right now I have a personal trainer I'm using. So for my personal trainer, when I wanted to go for her fee is also much, like her fee is much, right? So I was just saying to myself, oh my God, I wish I just want to go for this training. It's going to help me. It's going to push me out. It's going to really help my health, because I'm going to develop the habit of going to the gym. I'm going to develop the habit of taking care of myself, going to exercise, and learn some things, exercises that I could do on my own later, and all that. So I was just there, I was just sitting thinking that, God, how am I going to afford this woman's fee? But actually I've made up my mind. So one day I just told myself, I'm going to take that, I just told myself, especially for my gym, I just told myself, I'm going to take that woman's course. I'm going to go for that personal trainer. I just decided. Then I started thinking of how I was going to pay. I started thinking of how I was going to raise the money to pay her. So when I started thinking of how I was going to raise the money to pay her, So one day my husband just called me, and he was like, what did you even talk about that personal trainer? I say, yeah, the lady, oh yeah. So I just told him, and he was like, oh, is that what you want? I say, yeah, I want to go for her. He said, okay, if that's what you want, go ahead. Like, to my greatest surprise, like, the payment for that just came to me in a flash. I didn't have to ask. I didn't have to ask. I didn't have to do anything. Just on his own, he was like, go ahead. I was like, oh my God, is that the way you work? So that is the way we here. If you're a business owner, if you are believing God for something, making up that mind that this is what you want, and you start thinking of possibilities, and you start looking at yourself, visualizing yourself there, everything is going to come to you somehow. So that is that decision making. Just make the decision that this is what you want, and just conclude that this is what you want, and start asking yourself, how are you going to raise the money? The how is not so much of something you can do, but work around the possibilities around you. When you start working around the possibilities around you, the way it's going to happen is not your business. You don't know the how, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't work. That doesn't mean you shouldn't think. But when God wants to answer you, God will do it in a way that you don't even know that is the way he's going to do it. So it happens it happens, but the first thing first is for us to decide. Make that decision. So the moment you decide that this is, I tell my clients actually that when they're like, I'm like, just decide. It's not like that payment, but the first thing for you to sit down and really on your own decide that this is what you want. And this has really worked for me a lot. It has really worked for me, because the moment I have done that decision, I don't know, it just comes. The moment I have made that decision that this is what I want, I just get those things coming my way. The solution, it might not even be all the effort, all the hard work, everything I'll be doing. It's not even the way I've been putting all those things together that it comes. And there's also something else that happened recently. That was last month. I was talking with my coach then, and I told her that I wanted this in February. When I was having my one-on-one sessions with her, sometimes last year, I think that was in December, either in November or December, when we were talking during my one-on-one coach session with her. So I just told her that I wanted something in February. So I was not telling her, oh, I wanted this in February, and we started brainstorming. How is it going to come? These are the things you should do. And believe me, that thing, I got it in February, but not the way I thought it was going to come. Yeah, but not the way I thought it was going to come. So first thing first is for you to decide. So if you're here, you're here, you're running your business out there, I want you to make up your mind. I want you to decide, what do you want? Write it down. You have a notebook, right? I have lots of journals, like my journals, my notebooks. I think they're in I just have one here, but I have a lot. I just have one of my journals here. This one is more like you see, I have like lots of them. I have like three books like this. Some people just write with one at a time. Like for me, I have like 3, because I have one in my room. I have about 2. I think I have 2 here in the office here, and I have I just have them, but I have one permanently there in my room that I use, right? Sometimes you wake up, you're thinking of something, you write it down. So decide on what you want and you write it down. Not just deciding and leaving it in your head. Decide and write it down and look at it from time to time. This is what I want. So the moment you have decided, the next thing is like, have that conversation with God. Father, please, this is what I want. What do I do? How do I go about it? and allow God to give you inspirations. God is going to direct you. That's why sometimes when they say prayers, right, if you pray, they will say after prayers, they will say like be quiet, listen. So you sit, you after asking God, this is what I want, you stay calm for a while and listen, and like start and listen and start saying, there will be ideas will start flowing. You have your pen and paper, start writing it down and start acting on those ideas that are coming your way. So in your business, if you have a business, you've decided that this is I want 10 teammates, I want to sell 10 I want 10 teammates, I want to sell 10 of my products, I want to sell 10 of my services for this month of in the month of April. So once you have decided that is what you want, then the next thing you should go is take it to God and ask him, God, please, this is what I want. I have decided and this is what I want. What do I do? How do I go about it? What steps to take? What actions to take? The what you're asking for, those things you're asking for, you might not get it that first day. You still have to ask until, you know, let the whole thing start flowing. You start seeing inspirations, things to do start flowing your way. Even sometimes on the internet, you will see an idea will flash right there in your front. You will be like, oh my God, yeah, this is something that is going to help me. So the solution to the things you're asking for could come in different ways. The actions to take could come in different ways. It could be in a book, that you will read a book and you will see it. Sometimes it could be somebody talking to you and you will get that revelation. Sometimes it could be from your brain. You will start thinking, you will start, but be at alert. And the moment you're getting information, you start writing them down so that you don't forget. And also remember that whatever you're concentrating on expands. So if that is your focus, you're focusing on that focus, it will be expanding. Things that will be coming your way will start being things around what you are asking. So it will start expanding, right? And be writing. What I do for my writing, I use my phone a lot. Like I have notes on my phone. So I go, the moment I remember anything, I just go to my notes and I type it on my phone. Then the moment, or I use my voice memo. I have a voice memo on my phone. I just remember one day. You know, I was just thinking, I just had this thought that came to my mind, right? I just went with my phone to the washroom. So I just on my phone and I was talking. I was just in my voice memo. I was recording it. And my husband just ran and was like, what is it? Are you okay? It was so funny that day. He was like, what is this? Are you okay? Because he was just hearing voices, right? He was just like, what is it? Are you okay? I said, yes, I'm okay. He just looked at me. He's like, oh. He just shook his head. Yeah, you know. So just go out there and record so that you don't lose it. Our mind is usually like this. So if you're not putting them down immediately, you might lose it. So you write. So the next thing is after you have decided, you have asked, the next thing is to believe. You have to believe that you have gotten what the moment you ask, that God has answered you. And actually that is the way it is. The moment we ask God for something, God has answered us. It's now like for us to now receive it. And there are different things that could be stopping us from receiving it. It could be the things around us, our thoughts, you know, the way we have the stories we have heard, those different things that will start coming up our ways. It's because of these things working around us. That is why most of us, we are asking for 1 million. We have not gotten the million because of the beliefs, the stories we've had around us. Especially for most people, is the belief that you have to work hard. You have to work hard. You have to work hard to make money. And most of us, this is so sitting in our head that even for me, sometimes I just have to go out there. I'll be like, oh, I have to post. Oh, I have to set my sales funnel. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to, you know, because we are so, as human beings, we are so into hard work that if it's not difficult, if you don't put in so much time, so much money into it, that if you don't put in so much energy into it, that we are not going to get what we want. So we are so working hard. So that is our belief system, that we don't even have the time to even be doing the other things we need to do to make it easier. And that is why this thing comes in. Affirmation, positive affirmations come in. So there are lots of things out here that as we've been growing up, we have gotten lots of things into our systems. We've had lots of things come into our body. Like some of us, for the past 10, 50 years, 40 years, 60 years, we've had an idea that we were born into, and that we have allowed to, it has penetrated our mind, our life, everywhere, and we've not really countered those beliefs. You see, so those things are the things that are stopping us from getting to where we are going. Some of us, especially if you are from Africa, some people believe that why they are not making money, why they are not where they want to be today, is because of ancestral this and that, right? But actually, are they? They are not. It's just our belief. And how do we overcome this? How we overcome this is to sit down. Sit down and take your paper and pen and write. What are the stories you are telling yourself? What are the stories you have heard? What has somebody told you? What are the things they have told you while you were growing up? What have they told you while you were growing up? What are the things you have put in your head that this could be the thing that is affecting you? So take paper and pen and start writing those things. All those thoughts that are coming your way, that you're thinking that this is what is stopping you from being where you are. This is what is stopping you from making money. This is what is stopping you. Take paper and pen and start writing them down. Start writing all those things down. When you start writing them down, then the next thing you have to do is look for positive affirmations. If you're a Christian, you're on here, go to your Bible. Look for positive affirmations. What has God said about you concerning those situations? And use it to counter those beliefs. Use it to counter those stories that has penetrated into ourselves for so long. Because remember that even when you are having the faith that God is going to give this to you, right? And you have certain beliefs, I've not gotten something like this before. I've not had anything like this before. Sit down to yourself and you think, has there been any time in your life that you have had money? Has there been any time in your life that you have made money? Has there been any time in your life somebody has given you money? There could be times like that. And how did it come? It just came easily. God just answered your prayers. Did God answer your prayer? So you have to think, you sit down and think, and you say, if God answered my prayer then, that means he can still answer my prayer now. So when you have used those things that has happened before to counter, even if it has not happened to you, you look for somebody that it has happened to. And if you don't know who it has happened to, you look for positive affirmation. What does the word of God say about it? Or what does generally, what do you want your story to be? How do you want your situation to be right now? You write it out, and then you use that positive affirmation to start countering all those negative thoughts. Those negative thoughts will come. We are human beings. They are in there in our body. But we have to train ourselves. We have to, and that is why most people right now, because of those negative thoughts, because of all those things we have heard that has been within us, that is why we are not where we are supposed to be. And that is where journaling, that is where positive affirmation comes in, so that when those thoughts come, we start using the positive things we have learned, the positive thoughts, and start countering them and start writing it. And we are working on ourselves. Like I said earlier, this thing has taken us some of us 40 years, some of us 50 years, some of us 20 years, of our life we have lived in this thing, we have developed this thing. Like I said earlier, when my husband was angry with something that someone did, I'm like, just leave this person alone. This is a situation she has been used to, like how many years of her lives, and you just want it to just disappear. And I'm like, to tell you the truth, that person needs counseling. He was just laughing. I say, yes. I say, with what I know now, I'm not getting angry. To tell you the truth, it is not her fault. It is what her body is used to. She needs counseling. She needs to be told that this is it. This is the way it should be. This is the way it should be. And then she has to be letting herself work on herself. You know, it's a gradual process. You keep on working on yourself, and then your body now starts getting used to it. Then it will start coming. You will start coming through for you. So you see it. So that is the way it is. You have to believe. The moment you believe, you start working on your belief. You start writing. Sometimes you even have to sit down, seriously, okay, I agree. This is what is. Write down that thing that you feel is making you feel the way you want. Don't shovel it under the carpet. The thing that the way you are feeling, that way you are feeling right now, that you feel that. Are you angry for any reason? Is there any reason why you are angry? Just be angry. Write, why am I angry? Write it out why you are angry. When you finish writing why you are angry, you ask yourself, God, please help me to come out of this. And how are the ways you can come out of it? You write. So when it comes to pulling ourselves in here, that's why journaling is very important. You have to keep on writing. Just keep on writing. Keep on getting your positive thoughts. Keep on writing them down. Keep on claiming. Keep on working on yourself continuously. You're going to pull yourself out of the situation you find yourself. But you have work to do. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. So the next thing I have here is visualizing. You have to, you are here and you want to be here. So take out some time and close your eyes, as if your eyes are here, right on the bridge of your nose, and you just visualize. Just close your eyes and think. See yourself that place you want to be. Just keep on visualizing yourself in that place you want to be. Even as you're doing all this process, you've asked God, you have decided this is what you want, you have asked God, you're working on your belief system by journaling and affirming and claiming what you want, and rejecting what you don't want. The moment those thoughts come to your mind, you say, I reject it. That is not for me. God has said this about me. This is what I want in my life, and that is the way my life is going to be. You keep on writing it. You keep on affirming yourself, the positive side for yourself. And then from time to time, you sit down and you visualize yourself in that place you want to be. You see yourself driving that car. Do you want to buy Ferrari for yourself? Visualize yourself in that Ferrari. If it's possible, go to the Ferrari store. Go to where the car is. Do you want to buy Mercedes for yourself? Go out there. Do you want to buy BMW for yourself? If it's possible, drive to that area. Drive to the, what do they call them? Car dealers. Drive to the car dealers. Look at the car. See the car. Sit in it. And you go back and you visualize yourself sitting in that car. And you just say, Father, I thank you for you have made it possible. I don't know how you're going to do it. The how, I don't know. The how is not my business. The how is your business. You are my source. Everything I do depends on you. You are my source. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know how you will do it, but I know you have done it, because that is what you said concerning my life, that I should ask and you will give me. I'm believing. Just keep on affirming those things to yourself. Just keep on affirming those things to yourself and keep on seeing that picture. Let that picture keep on coming to your mind. And then the next thing you have to do is art. This one is a little bit of it, but you have to art it. Like I tell people sometimes that when I'm saying art, and I didn't say, go and buy the BM, right? Go and buy the BM and then. But what I tell people, even my own car that I'm driving right now, I'm going to be acting as if when I'm entering that car, I'm going to, even if my car is Volkswagen, right? When I'm entering my car, I'm going to be entering that car as if I'm entering into my BMW. I'm going to be entering that car as if I'm entering into my Jeep. I'm going to be entering that car as if I'm in my Range Rover. You know, I'm going to be going there because I know God has done it. All it's taking is just for it to manifest, for the time to come, for it to come to physical. That is what it's taking. So you start acting as. And this time you start acting as, that is when your confidence, you start building your confidence on that. You start acting like that person that is already in that level. If you're here and you want to be here, so you now start acting as somebody here. So I'll come back to business. So let's say, for example, you want 10 business partners. You want to sell 10 packs. So how do you start acting as somebody that has 10 business partners? How do you start acting as somebody that has sold 10 packs? Or how do you start acting as somebody that has 5,000, 10,000 in their account? How do you start acting as that? What you start doing is this. For somebody that has sold 10 that has 10 business partners, that has recruited 10 business partners, right? How does the person act? That's the question you ask yourself. If I'm here, let's say you are, I don't know the different stages, right? Let's say you are a director right now and you want to be an executive director. That is your next level. That is what you're asking. That's what you're believing God for. So an executive director of that company, what do they do? How do they act? They go out there on social media. They go out there. They put their business out there. They talk to more people. They talk to their team. They build their team. You know, the way they start doing things, because they have a bigger team, everything changes. So you too, you start in that level too. You start talking to your team. You start going out there if they are building a Facebook group and they are putting their teams in there, you go out there and you build the Facebook group, create the Facebook group, keep the stage going, so that the moment those people start coming in, you're putting them in there, right? Because now you believe that this is where you are. Every morning you go into that group, you train as if you have people in that group, you post there like you have those people there. Just believe that you're already there and you start acting in that level. You see it? So for somebody that has sold, maybe you have 10 packs of your services. How does the person that has 10 packs of services, when somebody that has 10 packs of services doesn't just sit down and be chatting for them to make those 10 sales, right? They go into that place, they talk to people, they connect with people. You too, you start connecting with people. You start acting. If you don't know how those people behave, you go out there and study them. You go out there and study them, see how they're behaving. Like for me now, I'm like, oh yeah, people that are up there, they have automated system, right? I'm working on automating my systems. I've spoken to my VA. We even have a chat tomorrow because I need to automate my system. That is how these people out here work, right? You have your automated system. You have the whole system going out there. You build yourself into that level where you want to be. You build yourself into that level you want to be. Forget about these people out here. They are human beings like us. They are human beings like you and I that are up here. They are human beings, just that they took that big step. They took that big action. The difference is just the action they have taken that we have not taken yet. So that is what we start acting. We start taking those actions. And one thing we should understand is this, which most times, most of us, we don't even understand. Most of us, we are waiting to be here, to start acting here. And that is the thing that is still keeping us here. Do you see it? And one thing we should understand is that this business owners, these millionaires out there, the kind of work they do, most of us are not even doing half of the work. Some of these people wake up by 5 a.m. They are already at the gym by 5:30, 6 o'clock. They are at the gym. Sometimes by 7 o'clock, they're already sending out email to their email list. But I mean, they have all these things planned out. They work hard. And most of us, we're not even working like half of it, and we want to be here. We think that being until we get there, then you start doing the work. You have to start the work here. You have to start the work here already. You have to start it here already. And this is something for those that are working. If you have a business, if you're a career person, you have a job. This is also where what we do right now comes in. If you have a job and you are in this level, you're looking for promotion for this level. I'll just tell you this. You have a job and you are in this level and you're looking for promotion for the next level. Right now, start acting like somebody here. Start doing the job. Look for what kind of job does that person do. That person that is there, what kind of job does he do? Start doing jobs in relation. What kind of courses, what kind of programs did he do? Start taking those courses. Start doing those jobs. Start being out there and start pushing yourself to that level. That's the way you get to that place. And this also works for students. If you have children that are students, they can start doing that. I know my daughter was even telling me sometimes, like, my daughter is a psychology student, so so she was even telling me sometimes that, mommy, this is the way, this is what I'm doing right now, this is what I want in my destiny right now, but right now I've changed the way I'm doing things. I was here, right now I'm doing this because people that are there, this are the things they did, and because I want to be here, she has started positioning herself, being there, and started doing those things, right? So it's the same thing for a student. That's why I said this thing applies in every area of our life. So you go out there and you start doing it. Start doing it already from now. And you've already started taking action already by investing in yourself and being in this program. That is already one big thing. But the biggest thing right now is not just the money you throw in. The biggest thing right now is going out there to put these things into practice. That's not the biggest thing out there. You have to go out there and start practicing it. Then the last one I want to talk about, and this is very important, is gratitude. Gratitude. Sometimes some of us are like, because of the kind of situations we find ourselves in, it's as if we don't express enough gratitude. Even me right here, I'm working on my gratitude level, right? I'm working on my seriously right now. We have to be thankful every now and then. If you don't have the time, create out time for yourself. You can set it in your alarm. Set it in your alarm. Like I set my alarm the days in a day, in the like weekdays, right? When it rings, because during those times I want to have time for myself. Either I'm writing it or I am saying it, but better still is to write. Write what you're grateful for. Father, I thank you for all you have done for me. I thank the things he has done for you before. If you remember, there's nobody here that will tell me that God has not done something for them before. God has done something for you before. Be grateful for that which God has done for you before. Go out there and be grateful for it. Write it down, say it, write it down. Just be grateful and let it be. And then what I want to say, this gratitude mode is like the highest of these things. You have to be grateful. Thank God because he has answered you. Even the thing you have asked him for, he has answered you. It's just for it to manifest, and it's going to manifest. It's going to manifest. Just go ahead and keep on thanking him, and it's going to come. It's going to manifest. I will end this here. It's getting too long. I'll end this here now.